Why don't we go get our real estate license? Why are we hiring realtors? How do we find a good realtor?
Well, there's only two answers to that. I'm lazy.
Lazy.
First of all.
No, that's not the answer. The answer is second or third question we get asked is, how do we find our properties?
Yeah, where do you find these busted cribs?
I've always thought it was kind of interesting, but I don't know, guys. It's looking a little too interesting.
And we're even getting asked now, like, hey, if you're not going to do one of the busted cribs or you got too many going,
Can we have it?
Send it our way. So now we're sending these out to people. So the best way to find deals is, if you have no money to spend on marketing, you're going to be out there driving the neighborhoods that you want to work in.
Yeah.
That's the best, quickest answer. Drive neighborhoods that you want to work in. Put some bandit signs out. Again, bandit signs are illegal. There's a whole nother thing that goes with that. I would encourage you, it's one of the cheapest ways to do it. So drive neighborhoods that you want to work in.
Look for for sale, and also look for sale by owners. Also, like, that's how we found our personal house. We were driving the neighborhood we liked.
Yep.
The guy was literally putting the for sale by owner sign out as we were driving by. We bought it on the spot. So there's certain opportunities for that. Facebook Marketplace has a lot of like wholesalers. And then also wholesalers, like, you can go on to Facebook. I mean, you're not on social media, so that's not an answer you would give. But I go onto Facebook sometimes and I network with other investors. And like he's saying, if another investor doesn't really want a property, they'll send it to us first. So we develop a lot of relationships, and those relationships help cultivate that. But honestly, actually, our viewers give us a lot of properties as well. So if you guys have a property, send it to us. We'll take a look at it, and we'll actually give you a kickback if we close on the property. So let's say, you say, hey, my neighbor is going through something and can't put the money in to rehab it. Do you want to take a look at it? It may not be super busted, but he's in a bad spot where he has to sell for cash, and he needs a cash offer, and we can cash offer. So if we close on that property, we'll then give you $2,000 to $5,000 depending on the deal, and that's money in your pocket.
We like working with the professionals that
are really good at their job. They're skilled, they know their trade, they practice it daily, they sell tons of properties, they have a huge network of people under that they can, just a huge network. Those are the people you want to look for, the ones that are selling a lot of properties. The reason why we use those people, and I'm sorry to interrupt, I get so excited about this.
Just went right
and
up.
also it helps me not have to go get my real estate license, because I'm really bad at math and I don't think I would pass it, first of all. That's the real reason. No, they're really good at what they do. Like, take Matt and Lisa Erickson. They're really good in the St. Pete market. They know the market day to day. If I had my real estate license, yes, I sort of know the market in St. Pete because we've done a couple deals there, but they really push it because they know what's happening right then and right there. And they also have an email blast that goes out, and we have a buyer within a day, 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that. I mean, we might, but not. No. And so it's just really important to get you that top dollar. Yes, you're paying the realtor fees, but it gets you that top dollar in the neighborhood, and it really helps you just have a presence as an investor, like a real investor. You're at that point, yes, you're paying $20,000, but that $20,000 to us is like so worth it because we're making 70.
The square footage was there if we took the garage. So I knew we bought right. So at $138,000, I knew we bought right because we were under that $100 a square foot, which is where we like to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always comfortable around $100 a square foot in these neighborhoods because I know on the retail side we can sell them for a whole lot more.
I've been doing this for 15 years for retail clients. I can walk into a residential property, I can look around, and I can be almost within 5%. To build a 2,000 square foot house here, we're looking at, probably at least 200,000. So 200 plus 200, you're at 4.25. There's not a whole heck of a lot of margin on that. I know
He's
not everybody
so good about that. It's creepy good.
I know not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the short answer. If you don't have a contractor, you're going out there, you're looking at these properties.
You're hoping for the best.
You're hoping for the best. The best way in order to do rehab numbers is square footage. I'm gonna give you the square footage numbers. I can do them real quick this way. This is short form, and I've seen videos out there that people are doing these as well. So if it needs kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, paint, typical rehab type,
Like lipstick, is that what you're talking about?
like lipstick status.
we call it a lipstick flip, like where you're just putting lipstick on a little pig.
You're probably going to be around $30 to $35 per square foot. So if the house is 1,000 square feet, you're looking at $30,000 to $35,000.
Okay.
If you have to go through and do major renovations, moving walls and everything else, you're probably going to be around the $50 to $55 per square foot. So again, if it's a 1,000 square foot house, $50,000 to $55,000.
Like you're talking about electrical panel. Okay.
If you are Stephanie Jones, you are going to be level 3, and you're going to be between $80 to $100 a square foot on the renovation. No, all joking aside, we average right around $70 to $80 a square foot. You should be right around $55 to $60 per square foot if you're doing it right. Financing deals.
This is a big one. We get asked this a lot. How do you finance your deals? Or how should I finance a deal? Because I think that's the hardest part, is where's the money coming from? There are multiple options. I'm gonna let Justin go over that.
Where do we get the money from is the main question. If you're first starting out in this business, it's hard to enter into this business. And you can go to all the websites that are out there. There's Bigger Pockets, there's investor websites, there's all different kinds of stuff that will go into really detail on how to fund your first deal and do all that kind of stuff. The long of the short is you have to get involved with it. Personal residence is going to be the best way to do it for anybody. Cash out refinance, go after a homestead property for yourself, fix it up, sell it, move on to another property is going to be the best. The next thing is, if you want to go after hard money or bridge loans, you have to show experience with these lenders.
Yeah, that's hard for your first deal and if you do hard money, then it's like a really ridiculous number, like a percentage, and it's gonna eat into your dollar a lot, especially on your first one. You will always learn on your first one, so you'll always lose a lot of money on your first one. So that's scary for us to tell people to hard money on your first deal, because it's a huge risk, I think.
I wouldn't hard money any investment property until you've done at least a minimum of 3 to 4 of them. And you've got systems and everything in place.
And you have the right contractors and the right people, the right subs, because you will lose a lot of money if you're hard moneying, because that's that 12 to 15%. I mean, some hard money lenders do like 20% for people on their first deals, and that's so hard for us to listen to and hear, because that's crazy. So the third option I would say is also owner financing. If you find someone who is a landlord or something, or that doesn't mind holding the mortgage for you. So what owner financing is, and this is like a really, Barney style, because I'm not very technical, but an owner financing is when the owner of the property holds your mortgage and holds the mortgage, and you pay them like a mortgage company. So instead of a bank holding the note, the person that actually owns the home, is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
The person that actually owns the home owns the note. So you're still paying that rent, but it's a lot lower. So for instance, when we did 14th, we did owner financing on that. That was what, $127,000?
It was.
And then how much did we pay the owner every month?
It was roughly about $1,000, and he loaned us. He loaned us we paid $127 for it. We paid the 27. That's what it was. We paid the 27, and he paid the 100. So it was a nice round number. We just gave him $1,000 per month until we were done with the property.
And we finished
owner
quick.
finance.
Right.
Owner finance is one of the best ways to do it that we found. Going back to the hard money. So this would be number 2. Going back there, the interest rates are really, really high until you've got the experience and you can show you know what you're doing. It's not uncommon to get 12%, 15% for your first deal, and you have to come up with money down in order to have skin in the game. So they'll probably only loan you up to 70 or 80% of the value of the property. So if you found a house, say for $100,000, they'll give you 70, max 80,000. You have to come up with the other 20 or 30,000. Plus the rehab, they won't loan you on the rehab. And if they do loan you on the rehab, you're looking at other numbers for that too. And every single day, interest is accruing based on that money. And then you have fees to get in. So when you go to close that real estate transaction and you're going to sign on the dotted line to buy the property, you're paying points, you're paying all kinds of stuff. It's not uncommon on the front end to pay $6,000 or $7,000 plus your money down. And then you're paying monthly just based on the interest of that loan.
It's a lot,
Then if you go longer, if you go into that 6-month mark, Now your holding cost will go double.
Yeah. Ooh.
So then
So
that front
scary
end,
to me. Why do people do this?
that front end where they got those couple points, at the 6-month mark, they'll ask for those couple points again because you're holding their money for so long, and they could turn that money multiple times to other investors. So then you're paying more points. So
Yeah.
just to recap, do it with your own property. I'm always going to recommend
Yeah.
your homestead property, sell it, even if you're only doing 1, maybe 2, get the experience, get your teams, get everything in order. The second would be owner finance. If you can find those owners that are just burned out. So homestead property, owner finance, then hard money. So on our hard money, we have experience. We still pay between 8 and 10% plus those couple of points. There's not much room for negotiation when it comes to hard money. So your points will come down, your percentage rate will come down, but you're still paying unbelievable numbers. But if you can work those numbers into your deal,
Yeah.
then it makes sense.
Yeah.